Mavericks fans, basketball is back. Opening night is just 2 days away. NBA opening night is just 1 day away, but the Mavs play the Hawks on Wednesday night, and I cannot wait. This is the time to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because just talk to the bosses. We're going to ramp up our NBA coverage around here with the season being here, so subscribe if you want the latest Mavs news, rumors, and much more videos. The link is down below. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Welcome into Dallas Mavericks today. I am your host, Harrison Graham, with the latest Mavs news and rumors. We'll get into an interesting trade target coming up later in the show. But first, let's talk about the roster being finalized here, as all NBA teams have pretty much settled on what their roster will be, at least to start this season. Dallas has trimmed its roster down to 15, 17 if you factor in the two-way contracts of Eugenio Marui and Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Tyrell Terry was the notable cut. He ends up being on the outside looking in not in favor of guys like Trey Burke and or Frank Ntilikina. So Terry is the guy who gets cut, and unfortunately for him, he just wasn't around enough. Last year, he missed most of the season due to some personal familial stuff, which, hey, those things are important, and I understand all that, but missed most of the camp in the preseason again this year as well. I mean, what's Jason Kidd and this staff supposed to do? You can't evaluate the kid if he's not here. So, unfortunately, they had to pull the plug on him and opt to keep a guy like Trey Burke, who was pretty solid in the preseason and has shown this team in the past that he can actually play at a pretty good level, whereas we just don't know with Tyrell Terry what he could actually bring to the table. So he gets cut, and the roster is set at 15. Are you upset that Tyrell Terry got cut? Sound off. Let me know down in the comments. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm really not, because at the end of the day, this coaching staff has to keep players that they know they can rely on. Fair or not, Tyrell Terry couldn't be relied on, at least not at this point in time. We wish him the best in the future. Maybe he ends up a Mav someday, but that time is not right now. Okay, you look at the roster now, all 15 guys. We kind of go from guards all the way to centers. Trey Burke, Jalen Brunson, Frank Ntilikina, Josh Green. Then you start to get to the wings here. Tim Hardaway Jr., Luka Doncic, obviously, who's going to be the point guard, but, defends like a forward. Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, Kristaps Porzingis, Dwight Powell, Willie Cauley-Stein, Moses Brown, and then Boban Marjanovic. That is your 15-man roster, with Ja'Cory McLaughlin and Eugenio Marui taking up the two-way spots. They will mostly play in the G League, but they are eligible to play some on the big squad as well. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's video, so if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and answer this question. How excited are you for opening night? Scale it from 1 to 10, 10 being super excited, 1 being not at all. If you get hit with that ad break, scroll on down and answer this question. All right, more Kristaps Porzingis hype. The hype train, it continues to leave the station. My goodness, Mark Cuban, the latest to hype up KP, as he hopped on a podcast and said Porzingis is, quote, happy for the first time since being a Dallas Maverick, which I actually found that quote very, very interesting, considering he's been here for about 3 years. Also, Cubes pointed to his first healthy offseason, which he had not had since joining the Mavs. Tons of offseason procedures in the past. And KP seems to be, have hit the reset button here, and he seems to like Jason Kidd. Here's what Porzingis has to say about his new head coach. Quote, he's trying to put me in situations where I can be the best player, take the most out of my skill set, and that's really important. For me, that gives me confidence. He told me, hey, if you have anything, communicate. How you want yourself to be used, let me know, and we can talk about it and figure out ways. For me as a player, that is huge, and that is a really good first step in building and being a good team. And I like this approach from Kidd, because he understands that that Kristaps has to be a big-time player for this basketball team. I like that communication back and forth between a head coach and one of your top players. That being said, is there too much hype going on? Is this like being forced, where Cuban's telling the guys, the coaches, hey, let's hype up Porzingis. Let's get the fan base back on board. I'm excited. I think it could be different with the new staff and a healthy offseason and all that, but I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit, because I just, something feels a little forced here. I hope KP balls out. I hope he's re-energized. I hope he's ready to be that true sidekick for Luka, but we got to see it. We got to see the results in the regular season. Certainly a good training camp, certainly a good preseason. All the guys are saying the right things. KP is healthy, which is most important. Now it's time to see some results. Big year for Kristaps Porzingis. Are you buying into the KP hype? Type B for buy, type S for sell. I'm buying it, but I'm not jumping off the cliff to buy it. I'm cautiously optimistic, which is what I said on a recent video. So I'm going to type my B for buy, but maybe I'll type a lowercase b, if that makes sense. All right, let's talk trade rumors now. Marvin Bagley, could the Mavs trade for the former number 2 overall pick? Well, he's entering the final year of his contract, and really there's been chatter for about 2 years now that he's not happy in Sacramento. It seems like they probably won't extend him. He's on the last year of his rookie contract. He, of course, went one selection ahead of Luka in that 2018 NBA draft. So this is certainly a very interesting one. I might buy low on Marvin Bagley. I honestly might. Now, it's a weird situation because the Mavs have a lot of bigs, so I think if you were to trade for Bagley, you would trade maybe a more proven player like a Dwight Powell or Maxi Kleber for a guy who could give you more upside. Because let's be honest, Bagley has a lot of potential. He's played fairly well at times in his NBA career, 14 points a game, 7.5 rebounds as well for his career numbers, over 50% from the field, 34.3% from three-point range. He's done some good things since joining the NBA, but we just haven't seen it consistently enough. You know what I'm saying? He should not have been the number 2 pick. It should have been Luka, but Luka made it pretty clear he didn't want to go to Sacramento, and who can blame him because the Kings are an absolute dumpster fire. But could you get Bagley for like Powell in a second? Man, I'd be down. Kleber in a second, I might even do that as well. Maybe not Kleber, actually, the more I think about it with the defense that he gives you. But if you could buy him for cheap, I don't think Sacramento's going to give him a big contract. We'll see. This is certainly a very, very interesting situation as trade rumors continue to surround the number 2 overall pick. It's obviously an important year for him because he wants to get paid by somebody, even if it's not going to be Sacramento this upcoming offseason. Should the Mavs look into trading or try to trade for Marvin Bagley? Type T for trade for him, type P for pass. Nah, we're good. Let us know down in the comments. Again, if you could buy low on him, I might be intrigued. T for trade, or give me a P for pass when it comes to Marvin Bagley. Appreciate you guys for tuning in all the time to Dallas Mavericks today. Like I said, we're ramping up our NBA coverage with basketball officially being back this week. So subscribe, tell a friend. That link is right there. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. We will continue to plug out videos here at Dallas Mavericks today, whether it's me, Chase Sr., or any of the other staff members here at Chat Sports. So subscribe, and we'll see you next time here on Dallas Mavericks Today.